Peace, y'all. I'm gonna talk about this white supremacy real quick, since everybody always keeps bringing this up all the time. We always think everything is white supremacy, white supremacy. I'm not here to say that white supremacy does not exist, but I do want to say that the way we see it, our insight, our mindset and how we view white supremacy is backward, and the way we think it views us is actually wrong, in my opinion. I want to explain that by just using an example. So, growing up, we'd play board games at my house. I'll bring up this one, Monopoly, right? Play Monopoly with my dad, and when he would play, in a lot of the games we would play, he would be the winner, right? So in that sense, because it's funny, because the game of life is similar to the game of Monopoly. You want to get properties, charge rent, and get money, right? But in the game of Monopoly, because he's beating all of us, he's like the supremacist in Monopoly, right? Because he keeps winning, and that's what's happening to us in regular life. They keep winning, but the thing is, it's not that he's doing this systematic thing specifically to keep us down, is that he keeps winning. That is the problem. He wants to keep winning. Now, when you're playing Monopoly, how do you work? How does it work when you're playing a game? If I'm playing a game, I'm going to say, okay, I want to be the only one with a Monopoly. If I see somebody else doing a deal between each other that's going to lead to them getting a Monopoly of 3 properties and getting houses and all these different things, what do you think I'm going to do? The first thing I'm going to do is get in between that and try to sabotage it. I'm going to start talking to him like, oh, no, you don't want to do that. She wants to cheat you. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And if there's anything else that I can do to sabotage that, I'm going to make sure that I do that. So, people say all the time, well, there's a system. The white man is oppressing you. He's against you. If you're winning the game of Monopoly and you see someone making moves that could possibly allow them to gain on you, what are you supposed to do? Just sit there? Like, what do you think? What would you do if you're winning a game? It could be any game. We're just using Monopoly. If you're winning a game, you're going to do everything you can do to go against that. But if you're the other person playing the game, you have to do what? Win in spite of that. So for us to say that there is a system that's against us, there may be a system that's against you, but check this out. There's always going to be a system that's against you, because another group of people wants to win over you. And that's the way it works. So what is the solution? Not to sit and complain about the fact that somebody that's winning is going to continue to want to win. That is worthless to complain about. The solution is to get in the game. Get in the game. You need to play. You need to get properties. Okay? You have to actually be in the game. Because right now, a majority of the things, and I know this is going to sound crazy to some people, the things that happen to you is not because specifically that the white man hates you. There are a lot of white people that hate you, and white hatred is a part that helps this system go through. But that is not the majority of the reason. It's not because they specifically hate you. It's because there are things that are happening right now, deals being made over your head, and you're nothing more than cannon fodder and collateral damage for people who make real moves. And that's what it is. And I know that sounds like something crazy to people. They're like, no. They're doing it because they hate our melanin. Why would they care about your melanin? They're not doing it for that reason. They're doing it for, like, for instance, they'll be in certain places in Africa because there's precious minerals there. They're not killing people off because they're black. They're killing them off because that will give them better access to those minerals to help them better win the game. And then, a lot of things can happen in this way. They may be doing different tests on you, and because you have no power, you can't stop them from doing it. Or they may be poisoning a water source somewhere around you, and everybody that's in power is aware of it, and they're covering up and doing things about it because they're in the game. But if you were in the game, you'd be there to protect yourself and defend yourself. So you have to realize people are going to play the game. It is what it is. If you're not playing the game to win, you're going to just be collateral damage and cannon fodder. I'll give you an example. When you listen to pretty much every time the United States criticizes someone, like I'll use North Korea for example. They'll criticize them, and recently this has happened in Venezuela. North Korea shoots back at them, and they say, well, you guys have bad practices. And they shoot back at them and say, okay, well, look how many black people you're locking up. Look how many black people are being killed and no one is being prosecuted for it. Look what's going on with your backyard, right? And black people will see something like this and maybe get happy and say, yeah, they're supporting this. Well, look what they're doing. You're a pawn in their game. They're using you as cannon fodder. They're just using you as a little piece just to make their point, even though they don't care about you. Or Venezuela recently made a correct statement, just like that statement was correct, saying that the United States still had slavery. It's saying, how you going to criticize us when you still have slavery? All of this is going on because you have two powerful nations that are actually making moves, stepping on you and using you in a way. So basically, I want to say that white supremacy is not the reason that you're being oppressed. You're being oppressed because power is the ability to define, or the ability to define your reality and make others act as if that reality was their own. Okay? Or the ability to act on phenomena and make it act in a desired manner, right? If you can't control anything because you have no power, people are going to step on you. So that's why I say you should be winning the game. You have to be working to win the game. And when you're working to win the game, when you have power, people don't have the ability to step on you. Okay? When you're playing a board game, if somebody else wants to win, there's nothing that they can do to stop you because you have it planned that even though in spite of the fact that they want to stop you, you're still going to win the game. So that's why I just wanted to point that out and look at it that way. Why white people are so-called white supremacists, exactly why, really doesn't matter. The fact that they can do it is the real problem. And if you want to change anything for yourself, and black people want to change anything for themselves, that's what we have to address, man. Peace.